is exceptionally hot. Be firm, pursue her, take your reason and good stance and shove it up your Hey, Sway from Tanya TV, and this is my Legend of the Galactic Heroes journal entry number 4. This one I'm making from a much better place, because no one important died, thank God. But more so because we got a lot of Wenli goodness this time around. He ain't my ultimate #1 beau in this show for nothing. I want y'all to know that he is my man, even if I don't talk about him. Even if I'm swayed by all these galactic individuals. I mean, look at what he said at the beginning of episode 31. When the state starts using its military forces to suppress its own populace, and to invade nearby nations, neglecting to right the social injustices within itself, it is headed toward its inevitable downfall, always hitting the nail on its head. That's my man. And the fact that those politician bitches had the audacity to kidnap him, tell him how to sit, that enraged me. Like, he's the one, like, if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be sitting where you sit. But what really made me flip was when they asked him some stupid shit, and when he answered in the most logical way possible, one was like, why do you talk to us this way? We're not the enemy. We should all use reason and good sense. Like, take your reason and good sense and shove it up your Whew. I couldn't stay mad for long though, cause Wenli started raging. I feel guilty for laughing, but he's so cute. Very unserious, like them old f***ers think they got him cornered in the next episode, and he's thinking, yo, how far are they gonna take this? How? Like, in what way are they gonna end it? When would be the perfect time to take out the resignation letter and throw it in their faces? And he almost had his moment. But Tanaka-san was like, no, of course you're not resigning. Geiersburg has invaded Iserlohn, back to work. So yeah, they did walk all over Wenli's nerves for a while, but the one who really went through it was my girl Fredrika. And speaking of her, she's too good for Wenli. I'm just gonna put it out there. Because Julian had this flashback in episode 33, and look at Wenli's face when he said to him, you and her are a good match or something. God knows. That's the problem with him. Like, be firm, pursue her. Anyway, he better not lose her. A lot more was going on in the episode. Like that battle on the surface of Iserlohn, aesthetically speaking, damn. Iserlohn is beautiful. I love the way it looks. But that battle was stressful as hell. And I thought Spartanians were like so exposed to danger and shit. Speaking of being exposed, this scene with Poplin.
イゼルロンのご婦人方に博愛精神の何たるかを享受する重要な仕事があったもので。
I wish others would share his philanthropic spirits. I mean, why is everybody still covered up? Show some skin. I mean, really wanting to see Wenli's reaction to Zeke's, you know.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
And
私はね、彼の訃報を知った時、古くからの友人を亡くしたようなそんな気持ちにさせられた。
Me, I felt as if my husband had died, but don't tell Reinhard. After exactly 3 episodes with no sign of his blonde ass, my boy showed up in episode 34, and I want to show y'all why I ship him and Wenli. Take a look.
要塞に要塞をぶつけて破壊してしまってもよかったのだ。
そうだね。ドカーンと一発相打ち。それでおしまいさ。
Gotta love an intellectual abstract ship, right? Another thing this episode showed was the importance of fastening your seatbelt. One of the things that I really love about this show so far is the way it's so casual about a lot of things. Whether it's a killer dialogue or some crazy development or a jaw-dropping reveal, you can count on this narrative to hand it over to you in the most nonchalant way possible, without taking away from the impact, of course. Like when the new Fezon dude's true identity was revealed in episode 35. I was like, whoa. Also in this episode, we heard Reinhard saying some interesting things. He believes power must be seized, not inherited. And if someone thinks they can take his power, they can give it a try. Now, it's nice that he doesn't adhere to the traditional form of monarchy. But think about it. A talented individual seizes the power to rule, holding on to it for as long as they can until someone else comes by and seizes the power. This way, the flow of history will be constantly interrupted by periods of chaos where 2 people or parties crash to seize the power. You know what I'm getting at? It's a vicious cycle. So yeah, my boy and I might disagree, but I can't deny he shows signs of growth, and not just in his hair. Like the way he handled the news of the loss at Iserlohn and Mueller. Now, enough with his antics. Let's move on to my man Wenli. We got some more of his nagging.
何もいいことのない人生だった。嫌な仕事は押し付けられるし、恋人はいないし、せめて酒でも飲もうとすれば叱られるし。
Also, this part.
歴史を持つことが人類を他の生物と違う存在にしているんだ。だから私は歴史家になりたかったんだ。
でも歴史を作る人間がいなければ、歴史を書く人の存在価値もなくなるんじゃありませんか。
Y'all might think fate. Weren't you all excited about Hilda in intern number 2? How come you don't talk about her? And if you don't, well, now you do. I like her being the secretary now, a position where she can drop some logic on Reinhard here and there, which he doesn't give a crap about. So there hasn't been much I could talk about aside from her having a hard time with Reinhard. Episode 36 changed that when she got to meet the sister. I agree with everything Hilda said. There are consequences to her abandoning Reinhard like that, which don't involve just the two of them. I believe the brother and sister can find healing and solace in each other's company, so I'm all for a reunion. But you see, she has all the right in the world to do whatever the hell she wants to do with her life. She was sold by her father to some old her life was taken away. Her voice, her autonomy, all taken away. After all she's gone through, it's actually cruel to tell her, yo, can you do some more sacrifices for your brother's sake? She has all the right to say no. But I think I was expecting more from her. Like a better way of handling the situation. Because I thought of her as a sensible person. You know, like in episode 11, when that whole kidnapping thing happened with a former favorite, and Reinhard was furious. She told him, yo, she, the now deceased lady, was in a greater pain. You gotta understand her. I was like, yo, girlie can be reasoned with. Showing this much understanding towards someone who tried to kill her? Damn. It's sad to see her so consumed by guilt that she's punishing not only herself but Reinhard as well. Anyway, the errand boy. Now don't get me started on him. I mean, I will not. Because my girl Hilda took care of it.
あなたの他にもアンネローゼ様をお守りしたい人がいるということを認めてあげてね。
That was a great way to say, curb your possessiveness, you little shit. Now here's what I feel about episode 37.
くだらん
This whole method of hopping on others' plans and letting shit happen and sacrificing people and finding excuses to do shit is just frustrating and ridiculous. But the fact that Kessler knew, I was like, damn. But Reinhard was kinda obvious. I was like, oh, Kessler. Like he was bidding farewell to his husband. That scene with the admirals, oh my god. Reinhard himself let that shit happen. Then he went, yo, what do we do about this, y'all? Like, all these men are a joke to him. Also, is Mittermeier's marriage a joke to you, Ruental? It is to me. Like, I ship them. But y'all, every time he talks to Mittermeier, it feels like he's flirting with him. You know, that look in his eyes, and that little smirk. Like, what the f? Episode 38 took us to Fezon for a little while. I really want to know more about the redhead lady. That ain't red though. Is that strawberry blonde? What is it? Anyway, she sounds like an interesting character. Now back to Iserlohn, where he is exceptionally hot. Like it's such an amusing combination. The womanizers Poplin and Schuenkopf, the family man Kazern, and the hopeless bachelor Wenli. As for Dusty, based on my flawed and biased and nonsensical observation, he's too fabulous not to be queer. But Wenli has some good comebacks this time around.
ユリアンがあの二人に感化されて女癖が悪くなった日にはシャルロットを嫁にやるのは考えなきゃならん。
シャルロットはいい子なんですが、その父親がね。
おやおや、お暇そうで。
軍人が暇なのはいいことさ。
Also, his priceless reaction to a certain somebody.
No! God, please, no!
Thanks to this absurd turn of events, everyone needed a drink. I think at this point, what stands between Wenli and becoming a full-fledged alcoholic is Julian. Because my boy is leaving. The OG best boy, the epitome of common sense. Julian's presence as a key character in the show has been visibly increasing, and I'm here for it. Now, I wouldn't call the characterization entirely flawless. Certain things were not given enough context, like what made him want to be a Spartanian fighter. Also, his characterization relies on what others say about him slightly more than I would prefer. But there were definitely times when he proved himself in action, like that conversation he was having with Wenli in episode 39. They were discussing Fezon's motives, and Julian said it could be about some ideology or religion, and Wenli was like, damn, that made two of us. But there's something that's been bothering me that I've been trying not to address, but Kazern won't let me. Look at this.
浮気するなよ。シャルロットが泣くぞ。
He is relentless. Can you stop talking about the potential future of a 16-year-old and an 8-year-old? I need to calm down because we got one more episode to go, and since we're at the point in the video where if you're still watching, you're a legend, if not a galactic hero, I want to say thank you for tuning in. It means so much, you have no idea. Now, episode 40 is unbelievable because this episode is made up of narration almost entirely and is still engaging AF. There was this line that I particularly liked, and it goes, Rudolph's ascension could be called a prime example of the masses preferring orders and obedience and the accompanying release from responsibility. responsibility to independent thought and the obligations that come with it. Let that sink in and let me know if you don't feel called out. Now, the last thing I expected in this Galactic Documentary was Ikemen showing up. The Supreme Commander Lin Pao and the Chief of Staff Yusuf Toporo. I felt attacked, especially by this Yusuf dude. Alright, that's it for this entry. See y'all in the next one.